Good afternoon once again, Namibia and beyond, and welcome back to the Government Information Center, this time around for the Cabinet Decisions Briefing with me, Helene Felebus Hamunyela. This afternoon, I'm pleased to introduce to you the Minister of ICT and Spokesperson of Government, Honorable Emma Theophiles, to deliver the decisions made at the 21st decision-making meeting held on the 26th of November. Once again, Honorable Minister, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, Helene, and thank you for having me at the Government Information Center. Always a pleasure to be here. Viewers and listeners, these are the Cabinet briefing on the Cabinet decisions issued at the 21st decision-making meeting held on the 26th of November 2024, as chaired by His Excellency the President, Dr. Nangolo Mbumba. The first Cabinet decision is an update on the invitation for Namibia to join the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure. Cabinet approved for Namibia to join the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, which is a global partnership of national governments, UN agencies and programs, multilateral development banks and financing mechanisms, the private sector and knowledge institutions that aims to promote the resilience of infrastructure systems to climate and disaster risks by ensuring sustainable development. Cabinet further approved for the Office of the Prime Minister under the Directorate of Disaster Risk Management to be designated as the focal unit for the disaster resilient infrastructure in Namibia, and Cabinet also further directed the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation to sign the Charter for admission in Namibia to the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure on behalf of the Government of the Republic of Namibia. The second Cabinet decision is an update on the outcome of the 9th Africa Regional Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction and 8th High-Level Ministerial Meeting. Cabinet took note of the outcome of the 9th Africa Regional Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction and the 8th High-Level Ministerial Meeting and the Windhoek Declaration on Disaster Risk Reduction that took place from the 21st to the 24th of October in Windhoek, Namibia, and Cabinet further directed the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation to facilitate the submission of the Windhoek Declaration to the African Union Commission. The third Cabinet decision is a National Upstream Petroleum Local Content Policy submitted by the Minister of Mines and Energy. Cabinet took note and approved in principle the National Upstream Petroleum Local Content Policy, which aims to promote economic sovereignty and reducing dependency on foreign expertise by building local capacity. And Cabinet further mandated the Minister of Mines and Energy to share the policy with industry players and stakeholders in all the 14 regions and resubmit to Cabinet for final approval. The fourth Cabinet decision is the National Informal Economy, Startups and Entrepreneurship Development, otherwise known as NEASED. Cabinet took note of the progress on the National Informal Economy, Startups and Entrepreneurship Policy, and Cabinet further approved the policy and directed the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade to commence with the work to ensure full implementation of the policy as well as finalization of the Amendment Act. The fifth Cabinet decision is the National Cooling Strategy, also submitted by the Minister of Industrialization and Trade. Cabinet approved the National Cooling Strategy, which outlines Namibia's commitment to reduce the environmental impact of cooling technologies. This includes refrigeration and air conditioners, and for the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade to ensure the full implementation of the said policy. The sixth Cabinet decision is a report on the Forum of China-Africa Cooperation, otherwise known as the FOCAC Summit. Cabinet directed the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation, in collaboration with the Office of the Prime Minister, Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, and the National Planning Commission, to consult the Embassy of the People's Republic of China on the commitment by China to offer financial assistance to the value of 270 million yuan to Namibian or economic development, drought relief, and military support. Cabinet further directed all offices, ministries, and agencies, otherwise known as OMAS, to study the Beijing Joint Declaration of the Beijing Support and the FOCAC Beijing Action Plan 2025 to 2027 and identify areas of need for technical assistance and capacity building in line with the 10 partnership initiatives for modernization of Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, and submit to the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation. The Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform should ensure Namibia's participation in the Partnership Action for Agriculture and Livelihoods initiative. Cabinet also directed the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation to establish a FOCAC Interministerial Steering Committee to oversee the implementation of FOCAC proposed projects in line with the 10 partnership initiatives. Cabinet further directed the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation to draft recommendations in the form of a national strategy paper, which will be used to leverage Namibia's participation in the 10th FOCAC Summit, and Cabinet also directed the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, in consultation with the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation and relevant stakeholders, to consider the framework agreement on economic partnership for shared development proposed by the People's Republic of China. The 7th Cabinet decision is the total allowable catch for horse mackerel for the 2024 fishing season, starting the 1st of January 2025 to the 31st of December 2025. Cabinet approved that the horse mackerel total allowable catch be set at 208,000 metric tons for the 2025 fishing season. The 8th Cabinet decision is also the total allowable catch for deep-sea red crab for the 2025 fishing season, starting the 1st of January 2025 to the 31st of December 2025. Cabinet endorsed the deep-sea red crab total allowable catch to be set at 4,000 metric tons for the 2025 fishing season. The second last Cabinet decision is the co-hosting of the 4th African Regional International Association for Engineering, Geology and the Environment Congress, submitted by the Ministry of Mines and Energy Geological Survey of Namibia. Cabinet endorsed the proposal for Namibia to co-host the African Regional International Association for Engineering and the Environment Congress to take place from the 8th to the 12th of September 2025 at the Mercure Movenpick Hotel in Windhoek, Namibia. The final Cabinet decision as per this Cabinet update is the annual financial statements for the Government Institutions Pension Fund, GIPF, for the year ended 31st March 2024, as submitted by the Office of the Prime Minister. Cabinet took note of the financial position and performance of the Government Institutions Pension Fund, GIPF, for the financial year ending 31st March 2024 and directed the Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises to continue monitoring the performance of GIPF to ensure that the state exposure to the fund is optimally managed. Hilani, this concludes this Cabinet briefing as per the decisions taken by Cabinet as chaired by His Excellency Dr. Nangolo Mbumba, President of the Republic of Namibia, on the 26th of November 2024.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for delivering those Cabinet decisions. And we truly highly appreciate what the government is doing for this country. Thank you so much. Now, Namibia, that is all the time we had for today's briefing. Do join us again next time when we bring you another Cabinet briefing here at the GIC. From myself, Hileni Felepo-Samunyela, and the entire GIC production crew, take care.